Hello, welcome to my channel. Razor here. Okay, I'm gonna paint a portrait with oils. This is the name of this guy is Lucius. I mean the character. You know, I was watching this movie Harry Potter. Lucius Malfoy. Okay, and I found a nice photograph. Okay, here are the colors that I usually use: titanium white, cadmium yellow light, cadmium red, alizarin crimson, raw umber, ultramarine blue, ivory black. Okay, I'm gonna use. Just 1 second, please. Okay, I muted my cell phone. I'm gonna use raw umber to sketch a little bit of linseed oil, just to spread the paint a little bit faster. Okay. Okay, there. Okay, I'm gonna start just blocking, just squinting down my eyes and thinking about shadows, where I see the shadows. I don't want too much paint at this stage. Okay, let me see top of the head, the bottom. This is the background and background here. Okay, now I'm gonna mix just a skin color. Okay, yellow and red, white and raw umber. I don't care that much at this stage to match the color I see on the photograph. I'm just trying to get, let's say, a mid-tone. It could be a lighter value or a mid-tone. In this case, I'm thinking more about a mid-tone. I'm squinting down my eyes, and when you squint down your eyes, basically everything is blurry. There's no details. And that's what I'm trying to copy. Obviously, we need a little bit of knowledge here about the planes of the face. If the light is coming from the right, we see clearly shadow on the left side of the nose and the left side of the face. Okay. Oh, hello Gigi, hello Mark, hello Sharon, hello Sapnil, hello Dora, hello Dana, hello New Singer, hello Bob, hello Dajan, hello Jonas. Okay. Welcome and thank you all for being here. Then just one color, okay? One color, one value. Obviously, we take advantage of, taking advantage of my canvas that already has a value and it's kind of closer to a skin color. I prepared this canvas with acrylic. I mixed just cadmium red and raw umber, and I make it really thin. Added a lot of water. You know, and I got this color. Sometimes I got it more reddish, sometimes a bit more orangey. Sometimes I have worked on gray canvases too. I always prefer a toned canvas, gray, reddish, orangey. If I gotta choose between gray or a color like this, I prefer this, especially for a portrait. Okay, now I got one value. Let's say that I blocked out basically the shadows, even that we don't see already darker shadows. We see clearly that the light is coming from the right. We see the shadow on the nose, the shadow on the mandible. Now I can just mix a lighter color, just adding white. We can add a lot of colors, but at this stage we try to keep it pretty simple. Light on the forehead. If you want to just try a little bit of red or yellow, it depends on your color, it depends on your canvas. Now, one thing that we need to know and by heart are at least the Loomis proportions. That helps a lot. Loomis proportions are just, you find those anywhere on the internet. Look for how to draw the head and hands by Andrew Loomis. You're gonna get there the proportions. Hello Marco, hello Fanchon, hello Sylvia, hello Tina, Linus, hello Subimar, hello Jen Veer. Okay. Now, I got basically two values. You can even, if you want to practice the planes, separate this like that. To see this plane, remember that you gotta use the cheekbone, this bone here. That's where you can just separate one side of the face and the frontal plane of the face. Obviously the face is not something flat. Okay, you're gonna need to blend with this. Okay, now a darker value, raw umber again, and I'm gonna just go over the background. I'm squinting down my eyes again to see the whole shape here. What else I see when I squint down my eyes? I see a darker value here, darker value here, this one. Okay, where is the head of this snake? All this is darker. I think I'm gonna use blue for here to add more color. Okay, I keep squinting down my eyes. Yeah, looks like everything is okay. I'm gonna use more raw umber. Just 1 second. More linseed oil. Do you like Harry Potter? Do you like the movie? I have seen, I think, a couple of them. Okay. Okay, let's see. Squint down my eyes again. Okay, yeah. I'm just bouncing my eyes between the photograph and the painting. Okay. Hello. Oh, there are some names that I'm not able to pronounce. Avon, I don't know. For it says from Greece. Okay. Hello. Iwona. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, I'm gonna put down more paint. I'm gonna switch to smaller brushes because I just did all this work with just one brush. This one for one color and the other color. Okay, just two. This one, and I added a little bit of blue. I can just the same now with a little bit of white for the hair. Okay. Now I'm gonna start adding more colors and values and details because still there's nothing here. Okay. Orange is a good color for skin to begin the mixture, and then we knock down the mixture with raw umber or ultramarine blue or even black. You could use any of those colors. Okay. And another thing that as we put more paint down, we can just add a little bit of yellow, red, blue, a little bit of each one to add more variety. Okay, a bit more yellow, white. If you don't like the color, you just mix a new one and put it on top and knock down the color. This kind of yellowish. You can prepare here a more pinky mixture. See, his face is pretty pinky, but we're gonna just, what I don't want is just end up with just one color. Okay, what do we know about the face? They keep mentioning on every video that there are some reddish areas on the face. Yeah? Where are they? The nose, the eyelids, the cheeks, and the chin. Okay, where we can just see there is more blood on the face. At this point, I don't use more any medium. It's usually for the first layer. Sometimes I use, not all the time, but now I'm gonna just add more and more paint. As you can see, everything is not clear right now. That's okay. Obviously, I'm keeping my eyes squinted, and that's when I compare. I see some similarities. That's good enough for me. Okay. Okay. I just keep doing this. I would love, you know, sometimes I forget to do this, but I wanna do, I wanna keep the habit of doing this, checking the nose. That's something that I used to do when I studied art. It was a must, you know, measuring. That's the first class I had when I was a student, the first day in the drawing class. I remember this teacher. Oh my God, I forget her name. Oh, Teresa. That was her name, Teresa. That was a pretty nice teacher. Yeah. She was always so sweet, and she was always had some nice critique. I mean, sometimes it's pretty nice, you know. Sometimes you want somebody to point out your mistakes. But for her, every work was just amazing. It was just pretty good. I think that was a good strategy just to, for a first year student, just to have a teacher that just kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but kind of, you know, support you the same that way, just to telling you that every work you do is pretty good. Okay. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Just Casual. Hello, lads. Okay. Okay. Squinting down my eyes. Let's see. Okay, you know, when I squint down my eyes, I see something that's pretty clear here in this area of the face. And I want to establish the shadow is on all this area. It's just like that, so clear. You know, we see that, you know, it's kind of greenish, but when I squint down my eyes, I see all this even darker. Okay, yeah, that's very important. Now remember that something that we use to draw a face, that's gonna just, we need a, let's say, a solid structure. The solid structure, we're gonna have a solid structure if we respect some measurements on the face. I keep saying this all the time, you know, from the eyebrows to the nose, you can just measure the same distance to the chin. But that's gonna change from face to face, and it's gonna change when the position of the face is tilted backward or forward. Okay, but we need to learn that because that's, let's say, the first step is just like having some measurements, uh, having some kind of already a mannequin on our head, and knowing that from there we're gonna move this all these proportions to match the face that we are painting from. Okay. Let's see. Right now, to draw the nose and the mouth, I'm bouncing my eyes between the photograph and my painting. Okay, obviously this knowledge about proportions, always I keep that always with me. I noticed that, for example, from the eyebrows to the nose a little bit shorter than from the nose to the chin. Okay, another thing that we gotta pay attention to is angles, the angle of the nose. Okay. Now, Again, I gotta squint down my eyes again. Okay, I see all this dark, eh? Dark here, dark here. Okay, keep squinting down my eyes. Dark. Okay, keep squinting. Dark here. Remember, values are pretty important. Okay, what it is here, the septum, darker. All this dark. Sometimes because I just keep squinting down my eyes for a long time, I open my eyes and I see that my painting is too dark sometimes. But that's okay. It's easier to light up the painting than darkening up the paint. Okay, don't worry if the painting is too dark. It's just we are so afraid of darker values where we're already trying to stop from just painting the shadows dark enough. And at the end, we always realize that the shadows are too light. And when the shadows are too light, we don't have volume. We don't see volume on the paint. Okay, we don't see volume on the face. We don't have three-dimensionality on the face. Hello, Edward. Hello, Lee. Oh, Fanchon is saying that he's painting a portrait too, and says that it's very hard. Yeah, painting a face is hard. You know, I love the challenge of just being here trying to paint a portrait. And for a beginner, I would say, you know, don't worry that much about getting the right colors. Don't worry that much about getting the likeness. Okay, the likeness is going to happen eventually, but it's going to happen slowly as we improve our observations, let's say, skills. Okay, that's just practice. It takes just practice. Pay attention to values and pay attention to proportions. And as you continue painting, you gotta get some knowledge. Okay, a good knowledge is gonna be about anatomy, a little bit about the planes of the face. Not to the point to remember all the names of the bones or muscles. No. Just to understand, for example, that this area it has light. It's because if we see, let's say, the bone structure, we're gonna see the eye socket here and the cheekbone here. Okay, and it goes to the maxilla and the mandible, like that. Okay, and that's gonna happen every time. The thing is that when we have knowledge, we see a bit more because we already know what's beneath the surface. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of white. Not too much paint yet, just a little bit of white. See what I'm doing? Basically, I'm trying to get light midtones and shadows on the painting. The same way that you copy lines, proportions, and try to copy the likeness, I'm trying to copy all the values the same way. I squint on my eyes and I see light here, light here, light here, here, all this area. Okay. on this area. I'm trying to copy that. Sometimes I just don't do it like I'm doing right now, like putting down the values directly. I go slowly, but I end up doing that. Even we can move down here, light, light, light. Okay. Let me see the face. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. I'm gonna put down some darker values because already I have some midtones lights, but I don't have any darker value. Okay. For example, a darker value is on the neck. Now, if I try to see, I see the neck here. Sorry, the neck, the mandible, below the mandible, kind of almost black. Yeah, and I would like to paint that black. Maybe a dark brown, reddish brown. Okay, what I'm gonna paint really dark. Here I have black, a little bit of alizarin crimson. It's gonna be this portion here. Okay, this is my darker accent. Okay, now I can compare the rest. I noticed that obviously the background is not as dark as this area. Here is pretty dark too. More alizarin crimson to have a chromatic black. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Now what about the background? I'm gonna use a little bit of blue. A little bit of cameo red here to paint this shadow. Okay. Now I got some lights, midtones, some shadows, and these darker shadows. Okay, I can just paint all this dark. I can just leave it sketchy, kind of sketchy, and just keep the darker values on this area, this upper part. Okay, well that's optional, that's too early to say. I'm mixing ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson. I'll pick up a little bit of linseed oil. Now, let's work on the eyes a bit. Okay, hello, hola Mario. Hello Bruno. Jonas is saying, I've heard the term simultaneous contrast before with portrait painting, but not too much. Do you know more about it, like when to use it? Yeah, I keep mentioning that every video. Yeah, it's not something that you're gonna use on every painting. Okay, but simultaneous contrast is just two colors creating contrast between each other. Okay, for example, if you one contrast is the contrast between opposite colors in the color wheel. That's what we call complementary contrast. Okay, you got, let's say, red, and the opposite color is green. Okay, now when you put those colors together, you're creating contrast. One color is enhancing the other, and the other is enhancing the other one. When we use those two colors, okay, to create a nice harmony, we gotta be careful about the proportion of those two colors. That means that, let's say that you wanna use maybe 80% of green and 20% of red. And don't think about just saturated green or red. You gotta manipulate the color. Okay, maybe gray down the color, make it kind of muddy, add some accents. When you just put those two colors together with the same proportion, the same saturation, okay, you're creating simultaneous contrast. But in order to make it work, you need to do it in smaller areas, really smaller areas. Okay, what happens? Color theory says that that smaller area where you add those two colors is going to vibrate. It's going to create the illusion of there is more color in that area. It's like, for example, let's say that I paint here with a little bit of red. Okay, and below that I paint with a little bit of green, just there. Okay, now you can just use that, use a lot of colors, thinking about temperature, contrast, thinking about complementary colors, and it depends on the proportion of each color. Okay, maybe you want to just enhance the red, maybe you want to just the same amount of each color, maybe you want to add both colors pre-saturated. Yeah, but is that in a small portion is going to work. Now, that's the color theory. The thing is how to apply it, and that's something that's going to be different for every painting. That's when things becomes a bit difficult, because in order to balance, we gotta just try to get a really good proportion between one color and the others, and good proportion between the colors that are creating the simultaneous contrast, good proportion between warm and cool colors, and all of those little things. Okay, I'm gonna try to get a little bit of the likeness right now, a bit closer, and as soon as I feel that I'm a bit closer, I'm gonna move to values again. But right now it's just like I'm just comparing a lot, bouncing my eyes left, right, checking if the position of the mouth is okay. A bit of blue there. Okay. I'm gonna mix a little bit of black and white for the white of the eye. Okay. Let me see. Just thinking right now about the likeness. That means I'm just comparing with my eyes left to right. Okay, let's continue. At some point, you're not gonna do what to do, that's for sure. About the likeness. At that point, just stop, But as you feel that you can continue just retouching and moving things, I would say just continue. Sometimes so many portrait painters says that it's easier to insinuate the likeness, not going on details, okay? And that's gonna enough just to get a bit closer. It's like that would be enough to get the likeness, because the human brain kind of completes the information. That's what some painters says, okay? Another painters just say that we need to paint a lot of details, but that's up to you. Okay, obviously when you paint loose, you're gonna just that means already you're thinking about just laying down some, let's say, some areas where from there you're gonna just try to get the likeness without thinking of details. Like for example, that's what I'm doing right now. For example, in this shadow, I got this shadow. From there I can just use this to measure, let's say, the distance to the left, to the right, and I always try to simplify what I see. For example, if I see the eyebrows, I'm just thinking about this and this. Just see those two diagonal lines, okay? If I think about this eyebrow, I see that it's coming up here and up here. You can exaggerate that if you want, if that helps in some way. About the eyes, I just think about simplification again. For example, for this eye, I'm thinking that I'm drawing something like this and this, okay? And then I think about the shape of the iris and the shape of the white of the eye. Usually the shape of the white of the eye has a triangular, shape, okay? And the green that I love, this is emerald green. There are two greens that I usually use for portraits. I use mostly this emerald green, okay? But I got another green that's chrome green. When I use it when I want to add some accents. Okay, hello Tari. Okay, let's continue. I'm going to use a little bit of green here and white, a lot of white. More green. I see this is a cool light You know, one light is coming from here, there's another light that's coming from here, and sometimes there's a difference on the temperature. Let's say that this light is cooler and this light could be warmer. In this case, it looks like both are just cool light. I mean, the way do you recognize that is the amount of yellow. You don't see a lot of yellow on those lights. That means that's a cool light. It has more green, it has more blue, but definitely more white, but definitely doesn't have yellow, because as soon as you add more yellow or orange, it becomes warmer. Okay. A little bit of pink. A little bit of yellow here to make this pink a little bit warm. What's gonna happen that usually we go over the paint for these areas again and again, again and again, and that's gonna be pretty normal that maybe you're gonna just paint over some area and just get rid of one value or color. Okay, that's gonna happen anyway. That's the way that we kind of, you know, mold this as it was in a sculpture. And when that happens, you just gotta add the color again. Okay. The nose is a bit more reddish. Can mix a little bit of purple here, or violet. Yeah, this violet is good. Okay, hello up Hijit, hello Niang, hello Mari Jorge from Portugal. Okay. Okay, let's see. Alright, don't forget to click the like button. Just a little bit of a smile here. An evil smile, yeah? A little bit of blue. for the eyebrow here. A little bit of blue here. More blue. White, blue for this highlight. See a lot of lights. Like light is coming from here, and some reflected lights. Here, for example. A little bit of green. Remember, as soon as you just respect the values, you can just switch from one color to another color. Okay, let's see. I want to make this green a little bit yellowish. More white. Okay, gotta squint down my eyes. Gotta be careful. No, this is lighter than this. Okay, that means that I gotta keep my eye on that. Okay, but this value up here is, it looks like it's the same as the value here, because I see a little bit of light, green light. One thing that's gonna be always difficult, and we gotta assume that that's gonna be the same every time, is just thinking about likeness when you're trying to think about values, about color, and trying to switch from one color to another color, keeping an eye on the values. Okay, it doesn't mean that it gotta be the same way every time. You can just work oil painting like just like imagine you're drawing just with one color. Okay, and when you got a lot of the painting done, then you start adding the colors with glazes. So many options with oil paints. Okay, as an adding, you see, I'm gonna zoom in. Hello, Gary. Hello, Joyce. Hello, Tari. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. Show you. Oh, okay. Now, here and see a little bit of violet on the nose, and pink and green, pink again, green, a little bit of purple. Okay, there's gonna be some colors that maybe you didn't expect to get there. That's gonna happen when the painting is wet. There's gonna some mixture is happening there. Okay. Now, let's see. I think I'm kind of close with the likeness. I think. I mean, I'm not done yet. But now I can just move around the painting and think about values again. And think about contrast. Okay, just go slowly, put one color down, and you think that that color doesn't work, you just put more paint on top. Okay. Now the hair is kind of greenish. I'm gonna use this ultramarine blue and a little bit of this emerald green. Okay, it's a bit darker on this area. Okay, a touch of yellow. Okay. First thing, is the value okay? No. You know, I see that's darker here and darker here. Yeah, okay. I know one thing that I gotta just fix. About the color, it's close. It's close. Close enough? Yeah, I think it's close enough. But you wanna just get the exact color. Just spend more time mixing. And one way to explain how to mix the colors is that imagine that each color that you're gonna mix is getting away from being pure to a grayish color. Okay, what I mean is that you can start mixing just black and white, let's say. You get gray, okay? Look at this gray. You add a touch of yellow, you add a touch of red. And then what I mean, you can add orange, you can add just yellow, you can add red, and you get in one more color that's getting away from gray. Okay, maybe that color is useful for anything. It could be bluish, greenish, But that's usually what we do every time that we pick up a color from here. We don't pick up pure yellow and put it down there. We just mix it, and when we mix it, we're grading down the color. Now, in order to explain color theory, usually I remember teachers just explain it just with gray, and we used to practice just drawing, mixing, little squares. In one side we got red, and the other side we got gray. Okay, and mixing just a little bit of this red, let's say, with a touch of gray, and then more gray and more gray. Right? But when that's color theory, to understand how we grade down a color. When it's about the practice, okay, we recommend using the opposite colors on the color wheel to grade down the colors. Because one thing is the theory and another thing is practice. It's a bit different. Okay, what you got on the canvas. Okay, I would say I would recommend practice that. Just imagine just picking up any color, all the colors here, let's say yellow, and mix it with, paint a little square, yellow square, and count, just draw 10 squares to the left. And here on the left, you're gonna have a gray square, the same value of the yellow as the yellow, and then you're gonna mix a little bit of yellow on that to get to the gray. That helps a lot. Okay. Now do that with orange, do that with red, with lizard crimson, green, blue, with a lot of colors. Okay, slowly putting down more paint. Let's think about this area. I'm gonna just add black and blue. Ultramarine blue. What about this area? I think I'm gonna need to add black. Just 1 second. I'm gonna move one light because I have some reflected light here. Okay, I think that's good to make this dark. That way I have more contrast here. Okay, I'm gonna use a liner brush to draw some details. Okay. Hello Joyce here, Healy. Hello Danuta from Poland. Hello, Lisa. Lisa saying who is he painting? I'm painting this character from the movie Harry Potter. Oh, I forgot his name. What's his name? Lucius Malfoy, something like that. Okay, just resting my eyes from the painting. Okay. Okay, 1 second, 1 second. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to get some details for the likeness. Okay, let's see. This eye. Now the other eye. Okay, this eye, for example, I see it darker here and then darker here. Okay, and of course the pupil. Okay, a lot of red here for this shadow. Maybe I can use some of violet for the shadow. Let's see if that works. Okay, going back to this color that's more reddish. I'm gonna work on the upper eyelid. I'm just using the tip of the brush. Okay. Squinting down my eyes again, I see shadow here. I mean, mid-tone. It's not a shadow, it's just mid-tone. Mid-tone here. Okay, now the other eye. I painted this eyebrow too thick. I need to change that. Okay, now let's move to the other eye. A little bit darker here. A little bit darker here. Okay, I'm gonna use this purple. Just a brush stroke there. No. Just pink. I clean the brush with paper towel. I'm just using the same brush. Okay, things I know. The eye is a rounded object, a spherical object. There's going to be a shadow or a mid-tone here, always. Okay, mid-tone here. And there's going to be light here. Okay, that add roundness to the eye. Okay. 1 second. Okay, now let's think about the nose. Wait, I need to blend this area here. Okay, this area is a little bit flat. Here comes a little bit of light. This area is where we can start touching the cheekbone. Okay, here's the cheekbone, this bump. Okay, cheekbone. Remember, you can just see it. Touch your own face, you're gonna see that. You're gonna feel it. There. Okay, you're gonna feel it there, and there is a mid-tone here. Okay, you see a little bit of light, mid-tone, and highlight. Okay. Here is this bump is just fat tissue, and we move to another area that it has volume. That's all this area, and that's there is an example that everybody uses to explain the form of this area. That's half of a tuna can. Okay, all this portion. Now, what we use to create the illusion of there is something rounded here, we use edges. On the mouth, for example, corner of the mouth, the edge is going to be pretty blurry, both edges. Okay, and we can just paint the edge a little bit sharp, just here. If you get really close, it's a good photograph that I found on Pinterest. You're gonna see there is not a sharp edge there, but on painting we could add a sharp edge in order to create a difference between the edge on this upper part and the softness on the corners of the mouth, and that's gonna create the illusion that the form is turning. Okay, edges, and obviously values. There is a little bit of light here. Okay, let's paint the nose. Just a little bit of white for the highlight on the nose. There. There's another light here, coming down here. You can add a touch of yellow to the highlight, just to add some color to the highlight. You're gonna notice that a yellowish highlight is gonna glow. And if the nose is let's say it is pretty reddish, you can just add a really light green as a highlight, and it's gonna glow even more. Why? Opposite colors. Huh? The nose is reddish, the highlight is green. Opposite colors on the color wheel. Yeah. Okay, I added a little bit of purple there because I'm planning to add a little bit of orange. I got a cool color, okay, and a warm color there. Okay. A little bit greenish here. Now let's think about contrast. I need more contrast. Okay. Let's continue with the face. I don't want to think about contrast. No. Okay, a little bit lighter there. A little bit lighter here. A little bit of this purple. Just gonna paint the edge of the nose there. Yep, that's okay. A little bit of alizarin crimson. Okay, checking up and to the left before I just lay down the brush stroke. Okay, I'm gonna pick up just pure red, touch of white. I'll put it down here, okay. Okay. Now a little bit of green. Okay. Okay, there is a shadow just here, which is pretty subtle. It's there, we don't see it, but it's there. And there is a reflected light just here. And now, light. Okay, I blend that because this light is not too bright. A little bit of green. Green, look, green how glows. Green is a beautiful color on top of a skin color, especially on a pinkish skin color. It glows pretty good. Just working with this brush. This is number 0. I keep cleaning the brush, putting down paint and cleaning the brush. A little bit of pink. this purple. Something's not okay with the nose. Oh, Gary, hello, Steve, Willan. Gary saying, how do you sharpen your pastel pencils without breaking the tips? Oh, I don't sharpen. Yeah, yeah, I don't sharpen then. Sorry, yeah, I just, uh, I know, yeah, I'm not so good for that. For that, I have seen so many painters just sharpening the tools, just like really, really good. Yeah, if I wanna make a thin line, just with the side of the stick, pastel stick is okay. It's enough for me. I think it just I got tired, because it's pretty difficult to sharpen those pastel pencils. They break so easily. Yeah, I give up on trying to sharpen them, and I give up a long time ago. Yeah. The same happens with me with charcoal pencils. I usually don't sharpen them. I don't know. No, in no time. If I sharpen, then in no time I don't have any pencil. It's just like they break so fast. Okay, I'm gonna stop on the face a bit. I think the lighter value on all here is this portion of the hair. I'm gonna pick up some pure white. I'm gonna put down the white here. And what I'm planning to do is add some colors on top of this white. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now I'm gonna use black and blue. When you add the paint really thick, that's when you see the real value. You see how this looks darker? I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it looks really dark here, and this it looks really bright. Now I'm gonna zoom in to show you the colors I have here. Okay, if you don't like too many colors, you can just blend it. Yeah, that's okay. If you would like to add more colors, just remember that just work on saturation. Keep your eye on saturation first. Okay. Obviously, value you cannot add. You're not gonna add a darker color on a lighter area. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah? Okay. Saturation is when the color is red. For example, red is just full saturated color, red. As soon as you mix that with gray, a touch of gray, you're desaturating the color. Okay. Now for the background, I'm gonna pick up, oh no, I'm gonna use more blue here. I know that this is no blue. I mean, his jacket is no blue, looks like right there, or brown. Yeah, but I just wanna add blue. I want some color here. Maybe I'm gonna add the same blue on the background. I'm gonna put down a little bit. Okay. Let's see. So value is dark enough? Yeah, it's pretty dark. What about raw umber? Just pure raw umber. A little bit of green. Okay. More blue here. Elixir and crimson. Okay. This is blue in elixir and crimson. Okay. Let's see. I got shadow, shadow, shadow. I think I'm gonna keep this. And even I could add maybe a little bit of light here. It could be a little bit of yellow. Just excuse just for light, you know, that maybe can add the same yellow here. This. And that's gonna add a bit more color to this picture here too. Okay. Now I'm gonna add more paint, but right now I think that's good enough. Let me spread it with the brush. Touch of red here, this and crimson. Okay, maybe this touch of color you think is not enough, but it's doing something here. You know, it's green and this is a dark red, this and crimson. Definitely, if we believe in color theory, okay, this should add some color to the background and not keep it just as a flat background. Okay, if you don't believe in color theory, okay, yeah, that's okay too. Okay. Just thinking. Okay, let's continue because I gotta just try to get, you know, the likeness. Okay, about this, the hair here. I wanna be careful not touch the background. Okay, a little bit reddish, now a little bit of green. A little bit of light green. A little bit of light pink. A little bit of purple. Just a brush stroke, okay? Just a brush stroke. Okay, I'm gonna pick up a Lizard Crimson, pure Lizard Crimson. I want to put it down here. Okay, I want to add some transparency to this shadow. Lizard Crimson is a darker color, but it's transparent. Okay, and I can add a touch of pure red to the edge. Okay, just there, just there. I'm gonna mix red and Lizard Crimson. I can paint this shadow here. Okay, now I create some transparency there. Okay, a saturated color always creates transparency. But not always, nothing is absolute on painting. Okay, clean the brush, I'm mixing orange. I'm gonna add orange, it's gonna be very good. I got here one of my favorite colors, orange. And I love this one, it's Rembrandt. It has a lot of saturation, this orange. Okay, clean the brush. I'm gonna use some blue with a Lizard Crimson. Okay. Hello, Nikki. Oh, yeah, that's light orange, cadmium orange, light orange. Oh, I don't know. What's the name? Cadmium orange. Yeah, just cadmium orange. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Cosimo. Oh, that's pretty good, Lisa. Lisa Chatelain. Huh? Okay. little bit of alizarin crimson and cameo red. I'm gonna paint this little shadow there. Okay. Oh, where I was? Oh, I was working on the hair. Got distracted by that area. Green and touch of yellow. I think that's too bright. This green is too bright. This one is better. Okay. Let's think about the edge. Now I'm gonna move closer to the hair. Closer, 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 closer. A little bit of blending. Okay, some blending here. There, I think there is gonna be enough. I cannot get this. I wanna lay down. Maybe I need a new brush with these little, hairs. Okay. On the neck, we need a little bit of a sharp edge here. Just there. Okay, a little bit here. And a little bit of this yellow light, I'm gonna put it down here. The one that's here. What if, when you use a palette knife, you can just make a color glow. think more yellow. I don't know if I like it, but I want to see that. This here, okay. And after I see it, I'm just gonna think about it and see if it's something that I want to keep. Okay. Oh, there's a wrinkle here. It's amazing how we just sometimes we don't see some things that are pretty obvious. And these wrinkles here. Okay, squinting down my eyes again. Yeah, the shadow below the mouth is darker. Okay, some pure white. I want some touches, a little bit. I'm not pressing that hard. That means that even that I'm using pure white, it's not a pure touch of white. That's different when you just put down thick paint like that. Okay. He has some wrinkles here, but no, here. Yeah. Oh, can you show me the brush you used to paint here? Oh, yeah. I bought a bunch of these brushes that they have like tooth, teeth, teeth. You see? Okay, that's yeah. I have like a few of them. That's pretty useful. Steve saying, you do a lot of jumping from one area to another. Is that because when touching up one part, you can interfere with other parts of the painting? Yeah, I mean, first, is the first steps is gonna be about few things. Just if you go back to the video, you're gonna see that I mentioned that I did use just one brush and basically 3 colors. Okay, that means I was trying to just blocking in some few values. Now that's working from bigger to smaller, Now when I got that, I start to put down more values and draw a little bit. Okay, at some point I start just to draw a bit more each area, and I gotta always try to balance things out on the whole face. That's why if let's say I'm painting here, I gotta keep my eye that this value shouldn't be as bright as brighter or lighter, the color brighter and the value lighter than, for example, the one on this area or the one on the chin. And at some point we all do all around the painting, because the danger of staying on just one area, like just on the eyes, let's say you work on the eyes a lot, and then you just think about that smaller area and the values on that smaller area. You don't compare with the rest. That's why when I lay down a brush stroke on one eye, usually I move to the other eye. And it's about the whole, not just about each area. That's what I do that, and I jump all over the face at some point. At this point, I jump more here and there. I lay down a brush stroke here. I step back. I see one more thing here, one more value that I gotta put down, and then around here, squint on my eyes and step back. And now I'm checking out the relationship of, for example, the face and the neck. Oh, and then I say, okay, I gotta just light up here on the neck, and thinking about the color there, the value there. Okay, another thing that we gotta think about are edges. Look at this sharp edge on the neck. I prefer to have the sharp edge here on his jacket and a soft edge here. Okay, but that's me. I'm not saying that's better. I'm just saying that for some reason, if I have a sharp edge here and this kind of soft, add some softness to the face, which it could be a little bit harder or stiffer this area if I just copy the sharp edge that I see on the photograph. Yeah, okay. It just that sometimes soften edges just soften the whole face and takes out the cartoonish look that sometimes we have when we paint. A cartoonish look is not other thing than just having a lot of sharp edges everywhere. And maybe that all started just with one edge, but we want more sharp edges here and there, more and more and more. Yeah. It's I gotta say that's the normal process for painting. I think that I didn't pay attention to that detail, but I think that if I start to pay attention to a lot of painters, I'm gonna see them just doing the same. You all doing the same at some point. Yeah. But nothing is absolute on painting. That means that even that I think that happens at the process of painting. And no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that 100% sure that everybody does that. Okay, but it depends on the style at the same time. Okay, for sure that you just came to my mind those some painters that they paint like photographers, you know, and they I have seen they start just with one eye and finish up just one eye. It looks like a photograph, and then they move to the other eye. That's different. That's a longer process, and this La Prima, La Prima it has different. Let's say that the conditions are different. Let's say that when we paint Alla Prima, we gotta draw and paint at the same time, and that definitely changed a few things on the result. Okay. I love a lot of texture there. I love that yellow, but you know my eyes go there like just too fast. I'm mixing white and a little bit of yellow. I'm gonna put down a little bit here. Yellow here is gonna make this area just glow. You know, white represents light, you know, but yellow is a brighter color. If you add just a touch of yellow, it's gonna make any color just looks brighter. Okay. It means that you can just mix white, pure white, a touch of yellow, and paint these lights here. They're gonna glow, but it's gonna be just a touch of yellow. If you add too much, they're gonna look yellowish. I don't want them to look yellowish. Just that tiny amount of paint, enough to make the color glow. Okay, but not enough to make it look yellowish. And if it doesn't work, we paint again, repaint again. Okay. Now I think I'm gonna end up just taking out the yellow from here, unless I'm gonna just echo the color maybe here. No, I don't think they're gonna do that. I'm gonna take up the yellow there. Sometimes I just lay down a color and leave it there, kind of waiting for something, you know, that maybe, let's say, a happy mistake here and there where I can just find another color that is gonna kind of echo that one, is gonna create some kind of harmony. Yeah, but when that doesn't happen, I gotta take out the color. Especially if it's calling too much the attention from the whole painting. What do you think? What do you say? What would you suggest? I should take out the yellow or keep it? Because this thing about color is, you know, I always say that it's a matter of taste. Some people maybe gonna say, add more yellow here. Some people are gonna say, no, not yellow at all. The highlight on the nose is too bright. The green that I added there is doing that, definitely. Okay, now remember, think about proportions, measure. Okay, compare, use a mirror to check out, think about edges, think about color, group colors by value and saturation, and as you paint and paint, you can, if you want, you can start thinking about more and more details and spend 20 hours on the painting. But when the structure, the basic structure is okay, you can just add more and more and more. Never the details before you got the drawing and the structure. Okay. Measure as much as possible. Okay. There's always more things to do, more midtones. And colors to put down. But Nikki is saying, Nicole is saying, I said add the yellow but tone it down a bit. Nikki is saying, I like the yellow pop. Something that common, that would be if you add yellow here, add it here too. But that's gonna light up all this area. Okay, but that's one way to, when the color's just along there, we gotta repeat it. Just that. I'm gonna do it and let's see how it works. Okay. There. Okay, let's see. I don't like the yellow here. Yeah, obviously, it's getting mixed with another color. Okay. And what I did here, I added a little bit of purple in this area. Let's see if I can add another color here. Maybe a little bit of orange. Let's mix it. Okay. Now let's add a little bit of light, not light blue, but I'm gonna just mix this ultramarine blue with white. Oof, that's too bright. This blue is too bright. Okay, now it's better. Okay, that definitely echoed the color there, and I think it balances the color out. No, I think I added too much here. I think I have too much more room to add more yellow there. Yeah, the hair, it should maybe stop just there. Okay. Now there is some balance now. Here, here, here. Yep. When there's balance, usually it should work. If it doesn't work, it's not my fault. Okay. Almost done. I want to add some highlights to the eyes and the pupils. Okay, first the pupils, just pure black. Okay, now the highlight on the eyes. Okay, I need cerulean blue. I have cerulean blue. I think I don't have it here. Okay. What happens is that I have a tiny, smaller studio here where I record, and I have a bigger one where I have a couple of easels and more brushes and colors, and sometimes I move the colors from here to there. You know, cerulean blue, that would be perfect. Oh, not more blue. This is phthalo blue. I'm adding a little bit of phthalo blue, which is pretty good too. It's pretty bright. It looks like it's not bright enough. Okay, I think I'm almost done. Okay. Let's see. Hola Nieves, gracias. Yeah, I think I'm done. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm missing? I mean, I always when I finish up, I notice that I missed something. But that thing is pretty good for a live stream. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Maybe about edges. Maybe I need softer edges. Let's soften some edges. Just in case. Oops, I got some white here. Just want a little bit of white there. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you like it. You like the painting. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And see you next time. Oh, William Pierce is asking, saying, should Alla Prima always have broken edges? Oh, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, usually. Let's say usually. Yeah. Mostly. Yeah, but it's not just about La Prima, okay? You know, this thing about edges, like every realistic painting out there, it has soft edges. Yeah. Yeah, maybe more when the painting is wet. Maybe you're gonna get more softer edges, sometimes by mistake. But I gotta say that's pretty common that even when the painting is wet, we tend to just paint sharp edges. It takes a little bit of time when somebody just, you know, a beginner, just to start to soften the edges. At the beginning, we all want to paint. We all paint with sharp edges. It doesn't have to do with, I mean, that we are just aware that we are doing that. It's because we want to paint details, and the only way to represent details is with edges. You know, an edge represents details, and we're looking for details everywhere. We're gonna represent all the details everywhere on a painting. And let's say that with time we learn to choose which areas we add details and which areas we can just leave really soft, lost sometimes. Okay, don't forget to click the like button before you go. Thank you for being here, you all. See you next time. Bye.